is this new devilry?
An Ulamog.
A demon of the ancient world. His foe is beyond any. Run!
Pauperganda. 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 Pauperganda.
Hello everyone, it is game day here on the West Coast, well, in America anyway. My favorite team, if you're wondering why I'm so brightly colored in my prismatic uniform of my favorite quarterback of the recent memory, Jimmy Garoppolo of the 49ers. They're playing in a few hours, and so I'm really stoked. Glad they're playing later, otherwise, seriously, I might have canceled the show. Anyway, hey, we're going to be playing, I was going to play Burn today, and then I realized the game was later, and I just felt like playing something with Ulamog. Anyway, hopefully you like the top of the show there. Shout out to Klug Alters for the artwork at the very tip top of the feed there. Asked their permission, and they do some amazing alternate artworks. We hosted them on Twitch just the other day, and he was doing Soul Ring with gold leaf, and really stunning the before and after, and just it's just neat, be a neat universe, somewhere where you go to like some antique store in 100 years, and there's like these old, crusty, antique-looking magic cards and stuff. But anyway, Shirazman in the house, thank you so much for joining me, my friend. And whoever else is out there listening in the shadows, please chime in and all that. So today we're going to be playing a version of Green Ramp. I'm all over the place on this list. Sometimes I run Swirling Sandstorm main with one mountain and a way to get it, and all kinds of other dealies. The last list that did well ran a card nobody really sees much in Kozileks Predator. Mostly because of the Eldrazi boost, and between that and this, it gets there. I added my customary 3 Pulse of Murasas to stay alive against the first matchups that are bad. As you can see, our sideboard, more on that in a minute. 3 moments peace to buy us a little bit of time so that we can turn this on. What's really cool, I really like having peace main. Take a page from Tron, right? But peace main is really interesting because when you attack with Ulamogs, if they do have blockers, if they have anything going on, or they're able to deal with it, let's say first strike, poison damage, something like a death touch. You attack, they have to sack 2 things, they put all their blockers up, then you moment's peace. So you still got 2 cards out of it, and they see it coming the next turn. It usually adds to or causes a concession, I should say. And my youngest is getting on Magic Online, and so I have a lot of decks that are kind of, they're missing cards because I gave them like 5,000 cards, most of them rares and uncommons. I mean, who needs those, right? But so every once in a while I would accidentally include something. I think Wild Growth was one of the things that because I gave him every single card I had that was white bordered. I'm like, here, but I accidentally gave him Wild Growth, so I had to retrade back so we could play today. Anyway, that being said, in Shirazman, I know you and I are getting to be gigantic singleton fans. Maybe we'll play one game of that if you feel up to it. No need to change anything around for that, but it's just been a lot of fun, and it's very cathartic that you had the exact same experience I did, where it's just, when you feel that lull of creativity, or you just don't feel like, the same old decks, blah, blah, blah. Some reason, man, singletons wouldn't you say it's like an elixir or something? It just, man, it's just crazy. Me and Nimchimsky played a few games last night. Hey, maybe we're starting something. Who knows? It's pretty awesome. I know, what was the original, isn't there a format that's already we got the bouncy screens today. Isn't there a format that's already played that uses that, but I like the same parameters, but I think it's like 100 cards or something. I'm not quite sure. Anyway, I know I was playing in traditional singleton. You can get pretty crazy. All right, we got double elf, but not much to do with it, but it's hard to say no to this hand, so we'll keep it. hopefully we draw into some big fatty and we can top deck into a miracle there. Sneak fast. Hey, looking forward to ramping that Crusher. Yeah, hopefully we draw it, because with a hand like this, we could play it really quickly. Even if they have removal, we'll be able to just keep on keeping on. Hopefully they, in the future, they cast some sort of they make some sort of Utopia Sprawl effect that doesn't have the forest drawback, because boy, that would be really open the doors on the design. This is the one thing Ramp does not want to see as another green deck, mostly because Aquarian Ranger. And if you've rewound any of the top times we've played Ramp, the number one deck we don't want to see is Elves. But we don't care, because we're not playing for money, so what do we care? But we're right up against it early. We'll bring this out, bring this out, bring this out. We'll say green. Since we have so much already, I'm actually going to attack right into this. Just be like, what? I got Murasa. Let's turn it on. We'll get rid of the thing there for some more screen real estate. Hopefully the new year's treating all of you good out there, all you earthlings. But yeah, go give Clug Altars a look. Like I said, whenever around, I try to host them and other people. It's rare that I'm just on Twitch just because, but it's cool to hear that Chimsky and Shirazamon are getting into this singleton Pauper thing, because like I said, very cool. It's like an ongoing project too. You're like, you'll play somebody and you'll just be like, hey, that's a really good card. Why am I not playing that? And then you just keep fine-tuning, and it gets like a diamond after a while. And I know last week after Nimchimsky beat my head in with the flicker, and no need to apologize. That's part of the problem, and it's powerful stuff. Thank you for that, Shiraz. There's a link to Clug Altars videos right there. Very cool. Watch if you want sort of a Bob Ross vibe. If I'm not doing it for you, I've got too little hair to do that. But good grief. I mean, this is when you're like, come on, can we get I don't think we have to really fear a Thermokarst or anything like that. So I'm just going to kind of go all in here. But what was I saying? Yeah, I just couldn't bring myself to play Flicker or Ephemerate or Teachings. It's like my contrarian singleton Pauper. We'll give it a three word name there. I know you keep saying you felt bad about it. Don't feel bad about it. You beat my head in. It's all good. Whatever card does it, does it. I got no issues there. My youngest, he's been really trying to make this zombie deck work, and I guess it's what is it when I think it's Legacy, because he has Demonic Tutor and just a lot of one of rares, and but he's really learning the value of a lot of the commons that we've grown to love, because I keep throwing Pauper decks at him and sneaking out some narrow victories and trying to teach him not to get so tilty. Can't really blame him though. He tends to really good deck designer, just having some real bad luck against the old man. So I was undefeated, says Shirazamon, until Nim beat me with an epic game 3 with his mono blue. Wow, singleton mono blue. That just says it all, right? A format where you can play singleton mono blue and have enough good cards to be legit. Unless we draw a Crusher super quick, we're not going to win this game. I'm not going to lie to you. This game 1 anyway. Maybe the match, but like I said, it'll be a neat showcase to bring in our Manamorphose and stuff. I think I didn't change this at all. This was the last time I felt like, maybe I'll play this in a 5-round league or something. I think it was a little bit before all the Ephemerate Flicker craziness. Gosh, if you look at the last challenge, it's just so alarming. I think 7 of the 8 decks in the top 8 had Flicker and Ephemerate. It was nuts. And then I had a stat on Facebook. It was pretty crazy. And I know it's like the next week there might be an aggro bias and stuff, but I'm telling you, the longer this thing continues, the more people I think either run into it, see it, try to deal with it like I've been doing for years, and can't really do much against it, even if you're really biased against it. And they either can't beat them, join them, or they just stop playing tournaments like I have. So not stopping my love for the format though. It's great minus those 2 cards. I've gone back a little bit on Mystic Sanctuary. I know Entropy was playing it so well when it first came out that I just looped it in that same group of problems there. But I really do feel that Flicker and Ephemerate really, really need to go still. Those loop combos just are not fun. All right. And the second anybody starts going, oh, it's the Tron lands, it's like, well, tell familiars that. That's the end of the argument there. All right, we're losing this for sure. In fact, I'm so sure we're going to lose it. I'm just going to yield through this turn. Sanctuary is a pain. Yeah, the only reason it's crazy powerful, and I do think I wouldn't be mad if it got looped in with the others, but that it, gives you that one turn. But most of the good decks out there, they're able to draw a card right straight afterwards, and so that's when it gets incredibly broken. So, all right, we're quitting here. I'm not going to let this guy have to draw out and do all this stuff. We've lost. We'll go to game 2, and hopefully we draw this Swirling Sandstorm. We really need a lot of help doing that, so we're going to put in a lot of stuff that gets our graveyard going. I'm going to probably nothing. I'm going to lose 2 of these. We don't really have any... This is a tough call because Thermokarst, if a Quirion Ranger comes down, we're kind of screwed, right? So I want to keep the ramp in, but I also want to lose a lot of our Thermokarst because it's an early get spell, but this game's all about wiping the board and hitting with Crusher. Kind of deluding ourselves to think against there's going to be scenarios, is what I'm trying to say, where they don't have Quirion Ranger, they're stuck on one land, and then you feel like a fool for not bringing in land destruction. Almost everything in their deck makes mana, and lands aren't really the issue there, so we're just going to really lean on, actually I'm going to take out all of our land destruction. I'm actually going to bring in 2 Claws of the Wirewood just for the cycling ability. Cards I usually run this main, and that's why, because I tend to cycle it a lot, but it's going to help fill up our yard for this, so act as kind of an accelerant to go find what we need. Considering between Penumbra Spider and Quiet Disrepair, they're probably already going to bring in what's the 2-for-1 artifact tap conspire thing, so I'm going to leave those out and go with spiders just because they're super good blockers. 2 times over, and then Pulse of Murasa will mop it up afterwards. So let's see if that's good enough. Shiraz, that's all what it's all about, man. If it gets you brewing again, there's something to it. And that's what I'm... Okay, a lot more honest hand here. We don't have really any acceleration outside of Nest Invader. They've got time and moment's peace, but I don't like this hand. I'm going to throw it back. There's just not much to hope for here. This one I like a lot more. We'll keep this. We actually might need this soon, but I'm going to throw it at the bottom. Say done. Could argue probably could have gone with Shambler there. We'll see. Smoke break for Shabrazamon. Everybody in the chat has a name that starts with S so far. Anybody else out there? And I also got the new spoilers are out for Theros Beyond Death. And I don't think, I know I'm ultra critical. I don't mean to be about set reviews. It's just, it's the low-hanging fruit of Magic articles, I find. It's just everybody and their mom makes a set review article, in my opinion, and it's understandable. It's new cards. It's, Christmas Magic style for everybody, and that I just, there's just sometimes, especially I think over at Pure MTGO, there's been a few years where it's just like, you'll see like 4 in a row, and you're like, oh, come on. It's just... If it's somebody big name or has a lot of accolades or something, it's like it might be worth a review, but it's usually pretty obvious what the good cards are. I think the big takeaway, as I mentioned on Facebook, is that Black has a way to deal with enchantments for the first time in Magic history. I would argue outside of like somebody choosing to do a smallpox or something, but it actually says target player has to sacrifice a creature or enchantment. That's pretty epic. Leading to maybe some Rakdos builds in the future. So she's in the house. Hey, keeping up with our S theme. If you don't have S in the front of your name on Twitch, then get out of here. No, just kidding. All right. Well, we got this and that. Let's go from here and say green. I lost my train of thought there. Back, says Shiraz. Here we go. Let's undo this. We'll at least get this going. I got to save that until I need it. I mean, I could call red the next one we get, but until then, I'm not going to overdo it. Okay. Elk Vicious. I don't think I've ever played this person before. Oh, and if you're new to MTGO and you can't chat with people or trade people, which is something I ran into with my son making an account, and I was like, why can't you do that? And then I think it was Nichols on online was like, hey, you got to update your account. In the old days, you couldn't even have an account without paying the money, and then everything was fine. But now there's a little bit of gray area where you can play for free with a, just kind of random assortment of hodgepodge of cards. And then if you want to chat or do any other kind of the features, you have to pay $10 or whatever. But, it's a very good investment. You get all the money back and just product and play points and all of that. So, like I said, I had a lot of free time, and I was just chilling out, doing all that with, hold on a minute here. Let me see what I can do. 1, 2, 3. No, that's not enough. I'm just going to do this for no. Let's see if I can turn on Murasa. Let's say cancel. If he doesn't block, then I'll come in with the unkick Shambler. 3/3 will buy us a lot of time. That priest has got me a little nervous. Okay, that's fine. I'll tap this, go like this, rock like this, and we'll just put this out there. Just trying to fill up our yard. The more stuff that dies, better. Eldrazi spawn aside. This is one of the few decks you almost don't want to trip that, because it is amazing how often 1 mana means the difference between that 7 and 8 to get to Ulamog. I really like what Clug Altars did at the very, very, very top of the show. If you rewind it on YouTube, there's just a few seconds of his art up at the top. And I do that so that I can make sure the feed's working, and then I roll the video. That's if you guys are always wondering, like, why does he do that? It's I just make sure, check the feeds coming through. It is, boom, off we go. That sort of thing. But so I'm always looking for new art and things to show off or share with other people out there and such. But he's got this cool Art Deco style from like I don't even know if that's technically accurate, but from like the 40s and like those monster movies that Shiraz and I are always chatting about. But I mean the old one like Nosferatu and stuff, but those old posters with that crazy style. But he turned like the actual cards into those old looking posters. So Nanasimo, hey, what's the new brew today? Hey, man, your name doesn't start with an S. You're not allowed to chat. No, I'm just teasing. Bad joke from about 5 minutes ago. But we are playing a green ramp deck based on land destruction, and its worst matchup is Elves. And round 1, it was technically round 1, is Elves. So we're already down a game. We do have a Swirling Sandstorm, 1 main. That's why we're staring at a Manamorphose. But this is all about drawing into it or Ulamogs Crusher and buying time, because the plan A for this deck is land destruction, and against Elves we just take that out because, well, there's about 17 cards that in the standard list that thwart us on top of the about 13 lands, and so it's a good half of a deck that you're fighting against. It's better to just go with plan B. There you go, Nansimo. So many other coffee today. Speaking of which, I need a little bit more. And I'm all excited if you're just joining us and wondering what this red contraption is on my shoulders. I'm not much for colors usually, but for Christmas, my mom got me one of the jerseys from one of my favorite players. Ouch! This is actually going to hurt quite a bit. I always think Eldrazi's are artifacts. They're not, but okay. Now we're really going to need that Eldrazi spawn. Tend to see a lot of elf players overboard. I'm going to yield through this turn here. Too bad this wasn't a tourney. We could maybe get them on time the way our opponent's playing here. My oldest went to a Clippers game for one of his gifts, here, basketball in the United States, and got to meet his favorite defensive player and got a ball signed and everything, Patrick Beverley of the Clippers. So he's all over the moon about that. It's just off to my left. Alrighty, well, we've got this and that. Let's attack. I'm just going to go aggro here. Hopefully he blocks. Alright. Boy, this is arriving like a slug right now. The first game we had all ramp and nothing to do with it. This game we've kind of don't have either. A little bit of ramp. Manamorphose, if you're trying to turn on Swirling Sandstorm, I find that that's a pretty good option, especially if you don't run red. I mean, we do have Utopia Sprawl to help in that area, but if we don't draw it soon, we're going to be down real quick here. Papa JRBX2, all right. Great channel name. Thank you for that, my friend. Yeah, we've got all kinds. If you're new to Pauperganda, stick around, because outside of the gameplay, we tend to pride ourselves on a lot of custom MTG spoofs and crazy commercials and all that stuff, because of my profession on the side, I tend to overdo it a little bit. So always fun. I always fear that somebody's watching. They're just like, oh, that's an interesting channel. Okay, see you later. It's like, no. It's like, actually, stick around for the commercials. Yeah. No, Shirazamon will get you a link there. Papa, I'm just going to call you Papa 2. Sounds like Pauper, right? I'm going to get you a link, and we'll be able to highly recommend. We got all kinds of goodies. Skits like Flame Tongue Hot Sauce, and what's I'm trying to think of ones that aren't just Pauper related that we've done. Nevin Roll's Disc and Shine. Got all kinds of little cute stuff going on. All right, we're going to cycle this just to fill up our yard. Try to draw some cards. What do we got? All right, that's cool. It kind of sucks, though. Let me bring this back. I'll bring out another invader. Okay. But just, yeah, our standard... When you start a YouTube channel, it's always like that big crescendo or that big hill that you go over at a certain point where you're just like, yes, we've got an actual name, meaning that it's not youtube.com/ the whole alphabet, all of these numbers, underscores and stuff, and then that's our website. It's like, but now it's just youtube.com/ Pauperganda, or that. Either one works. There's a playlist there with a lot of our spoof commercials. If anybody's new to Pauperganda, it's a good watch. But if you're an old regular, you're probably like, why would I want to watch those? I see those all the time. But I've got, I think for the first time, the most I've ever had in a can, meaning, well, no, I can't say they're in the can. They're not done. I'm waiting on some VO artists that I know. I'm just trying to get some new voices in there. I do a little bit of that work. Little Fight does a little bit of that work, but we've already done like 4 or 5 of the commercials and ran out of accents and things to do. So the whole alphabet names are the best. Well, it's there if you want it there. So she says commercials are great though. Well worth rewatching. Thank you. That's hopefully let's yield here. Go like this. One of these years, somebody at Wizards might notice him. That'd be kind of cool to get him on the feed there, the official feed. Get a wider audience laughing at all this stuff, because it is pretty funny. We've got the Murasa's Market. Speaking of the cards I'm looking at right now, let's see. Oh, we have Nettle Sentinel Hand Cream. Sometimes it's neat to survey the board and see what ones we've done commercials about. But yeah, we've got one for there's an old Spice spoof that I'm trying to do with Standard Bearer where you kind of attract everything, and I just can't quite get that one to time right. There's a new one based on a Jim Beam commercial called Pauper Brews, and it's just kind of about the history of everything. And then there was yet another one. What was it? I think our Facebook page had some of the links there, but yeah, we mostly just play Pauper. Right now, Pauper's going through a bit of a weird phase where there's kind of a bully on the block. I guess a lot of formats go through that, but and people are slowly understanding Ghostly Flicker and Ephemerate with Tron is just getting a little out of hand. So we used to play tournaments here and showcase new tech and stuff, but now it's like we tend to play a lot more just the casual games and keep things rolling, trying to keep innovation alive while we wait for hopefully some sort of ban to make the format a little bit more friendly. Good news about the problem Pauper has is Tron with Flicker and Ephemerate is incredibly hard to play right. It takes a lot of time and practice and time literally off the clock, so you can lose on time. So a lot of people get uneven results. They'll be like, I beat it 3 times, and it's like, well, was it that good of a player? You never know. So I'm going to start filling up my yard. I'm going to go in with these, turn on Murasa, at least get some life here. And then we'll be able to accelerate out maybe another spawn or 2, because if we top deck a Eldrazi here, it's not going to matter too much. So thank you for that, Shiraz and the robot. Yeah, this game's going to go long enough. I'll roll the one right after that. Let me see, 1, 2, 3. But yeah, definitely check out Glug Alters if you've. It's KLUG_ALTERS artist here on Twitch, and like I said, top of the show gave us that cool artwork. We got about 3 or 4 more to show off in the next few weeks. Very cool stuff. Woo, woo, woo. First time I saw the spoof, says Nansimo. I thought they were actual WOTC advertising. Oh, thank you for that. now that's a compliment. It used to not be. Wizards definitely stepped up their game in the last year or two, but that's actually, I think, Pauperganda might not exist if they didn't, or if they did that in the beginning. I used to think like, God, I can do better than this. I mean, I am a trailer editor here in Tinseltown, but oh, speak of the devil, there it is. Okay, well, shoot, I kind of want that Nest Invader to die so I can get another one out. Let's keep being on the attack here. Hopefully something will die. Bum, bum, bum. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Definitely not enough. Hopefully one of our Nest Invaders dies. Gain 6 life. This is very slow going. We'd have it with the Utopia Sprawl, but ooh, they're just taking things. Interesting. They know our plan is to try to kill something. Now, let's see. Can't imagine. You know what? I'm going to do this now. I'll say red, green. Let's just bring out a spider. Another big blocker. Keep things back. Try to keep the aggro going. Maybe they don't have the life gainer coming up and they're going to have something come up. But I really just wanted to, now that I've got Ulmog, I'm less about finding the one copy of Swirling Sandstorm and more about getting that Crusher out and trying to end the game here. Priest isn't going to have much of that game plan going there. So, woo! All right. Here we are. Here we are. One of our first bathroom breaks coming up is actually Tim doing the maths skit, plural. Always a good time. All right. I'm just going to keep the aggro ruse up. We just want something to be dead here. Probably going to have Liz Alana jump in front of that spider. Go, go, Crusher. Sounds like a bad 80s song for like some cartoon about robots or something. Go, go, Crusher. Am I imagining things? This is a very odd game. We should have been blown out here. This is our worst matchup. We're drawing kind of like crap. They kicked the legs out from under us on that. I didn't think it would matter too much at the time, but we're definitely stalling here. So yeah, that goes there. This goes here. Okay, we got a little kill festival going on. Now a lot of decks I'd bring this back, especially if I could kick it. But you know, between this, and this, you know, they got Birch Lore, so even taking out their main dude isn't that bad. What a strange... You know what? I think they overboarded. The way they're playing and the way they're blocking right now, that really reeks that they have 2 more of these in their hand and they just don't know what to do with them. I think they're trying to buy time now. We're happy to do this. We'll take this out. I'm going to grab our mana producer here, and I'm just going to pass. I need all the mana I can get. We're about 2 turns away if everything goes right from a Crusher coming down, which is unacceptable. This can come out as early as like turn 3 if you get a nice wild growth Utopia Sprawl with Arbor Elf. It's one of those decks you can see it can seem incredibly broken. I got Morning Water Nose. Sorry. Uh-oh. Don't forget our Arbor Elf helps that Timberwatch slay us even harder here. So they're at 4 life. We don't have to hit them too much, do we? Double Moment's Peace. That'll act as a bit of a red herring here and there, but let's get some stuff going. We like to see land. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're 1 away. And we've got Peace Math. This won't really do much of anything, so I'm just going to pull back here. And because we've got 6 in our yard, it's actually Penumbra really plays well with the angle of Threshold. So we can still have a 2/4 black creature out. Penumbra's there. It can be Murasa bait and turn on Swirling Sandstorm. So sneak fast as I just burned my Sparksmith once in a Goblin Mirror. Complete newbie move. I've often thought of putting Sparksmith in a deck with no other goblins if it can warrant red. You know, just it's a very good pinger for one. I mean, I think there's one that already does that. There's some maids that does 1 damage to you. I'm like, hey, it does the same thing. It's a goblin. Vithian Stinger is a pretty good option there. It doesn't hurt you, but because it flashes back and against Fae and such, it's a pretty good option. Well, change of plans here. We're going to... we'll just go get Nest Invader, and we'll do Eldrazi next turn. I promise, kids, someday soon you'll see. He's like, what is this guy playing? I'm like, well, you can hold on to all your gleeful sabotages. That would be funny if they reveal their hand and such. My buddy Paul, in real life, has quite a big long moniker on Magic Online, Sir Ramsey's Toothmaker Chatsuk. He's always saying it's pretty evident you've you've played for a long time, because I can usually deduce what's in the person's hand. Whether that helps me win a game or not, who knows? But Shepherd of Rot. Yes, my son just killed me with that the other night. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Sorry, this is the slow, horrible way to attain Crusher math. But we'll see. Hey, Papa 2, did you happen to see the top of the show, or did you just happen to just jump on when we were playing Magic? I'm going to need some more coffee here. Not nearly enough. I'm drinking titanic amounts lately of coffee. So that scenario I talked about with the deck tech at the top of the show is about to happen. While we cast Crusher, they have some little aha, I'm going to kill it play, and then we Moment's Peace on offense. So we'll play a 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's get rid of, I guess we'll get rid of all of these. Boink. We'll bring this out. We've got enough life to keep things interesting. Moment's Peace. That's like 4 time walks here. We're all right. Still don't feel out of the woods yet. Their life total's nice. But, and now, you know, if we do draw a Swirling Sandstorm, we're kind of dead in the water, but we are 1 turn up. So I'd rather have Omog now than Crusher math later, especially with 2 Timber Watches there. I just got here, says Papa 2. Okay. Yeah, we did a, when I redid the top of the Lord of the Rings, when the Balrog comes out and overdubbed the sound to say it's an Ulamog, and then it runs into the top of the show and that sort of thing. So there's usually, I have a custom intro to the top of the shows too. So yeah, we can't Moments now. If he goes absolutely crazy here, we could be in pretty dark waters, but we've got a lot of blockers. Oops, I thought I had my phone on silent. I did. That's strange. Oh, I got there. All right, here we go. Well, today's the day. 1 step closer to the Super Bowl, as the jersey I'm wearing says. Big 49er fan here. Not really for the longest time. I was a Dolphin fan for a while and born on a Monday Night Football game. But they sucked for way too long. And my oldest brother, who almost played professional ball, is we don't have much in common. I mean, we get along great, but what I'm trying to say is he just lives and dies for the Niners, and so it's kind of a nice way to get a lot closer to him. And plus, they're a really fun team to watch. But I tell you what, they're very bad if you have any sort of heart condition, or elderly shouldn't watch, because all games this year have just been so nerve-wracking and down to like the last 20 seconds. I don't know. I won't mention it too much more. It's not Magic related. I apologize, but it's very rare that I sidestep outside of the MTG universe. But today's one of those days. We're pretty excited. So yeah, 32 life's not that good with double Quarian, double Timberwatch. We're probably dead here. Don't forget we've got an elf too. So, but we'll rock like this. So yeah, we've got one of our breaks is the Maths with Tim, thanks to the UK show Look Around You. And then we've got from the Citizen Kane, Orson Welles, with our little drunkard skit when he was hitting the bottle way too hard, and we put him inside of a card frame that says otherwise. And then I believe Lovecraft of our Twitch family here. We did a little Sunscape, excuse me, Sunscape sunscreen, the familiar sunscreen skit coming up too. So I'm not quite sure where my co-host Solidified it's at, but does he have enough to kill us? I believe he does. That's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, we're dead. Let's see if he sees it. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe we can live with peace. It'll be interesting. We're just going to yield here. This is not the way I want to start a show, where it's just drag, drag, drag. Yeah, 32 life's not going to mean anything. I'm pretty sure they're up for it too. Yeah, those two dudes snuck out. It's easy to make mistakes against elves. There's so much to look at. You're just like, wait a minute, buried deep in that is this thing that kills you. So All right, guys. Well, I'm going to call it quits on this one. Go get some more coffee, and I'll be right back after these messages.
Problem 3. For this problem, you'll need to set your calculator to maths. It's the future, and Queen Elizabeth III and Queen Elizabeth IV are going to a party held by Queen Elizabeth V. They're keen to make the right impression, so it's important that they choose their outfits carefully. Queen Elizabeth III has 40 dresses to choose from, whereas Queen Elizabeth IV has 4,000. Queen Elizabeth V has just one dress, but it has the ability to transform itself into the shape of any dress. The night before the party, Queen Elizabeth IV's handmaiden steals the patterns to Queen Elizabeth III's dresses and, working through till dawn, makes 40 exact replicas. Can you calculate the probability that all 3 queens will be wearing the same dress at the party? And how many times can Queen Elizabeth V's dress change before it overheats? That's the last of your problems, and you now have a few more seconds to finalize all your calculations while the following film plays.
Clogged pipes and plugged-up toilets can bring a busy family to its knees. At Stinkweed, we know and understand you and your family just don't have time for that. Stinkweed, fast, professional plumbing you can count on. Call 2 in a Black, DREDGE5. That's 2 in a Black, DREDGE5.
I was brought to my knees when Stinkweed dredged my pipes.
Hey everybody, I'm going to cut it short there. We're back. We've got an okay hand here. Unless they got removal, which is highly likely, which is one of the things you kind of run into with this. But we've got a double elf draw, so I'm all coffeeed up, filled up, ready to go. Hopefully we don't run into elves again. One of the main decks I've been seeing, if you've been playing in the tournament room at all, is anything with swamps. Seems to be a breeding ground for the decks that can't quite make the toinies. All right, here we are. Dimir Guild Gate. Our land destruction should be a factor here. We got this just right. Let's drop here. And now we'll start seeing the deck do things. Unless Echoing Decays in our future, we're feeling pretty good here. Let's, we'll rock like this. Come from here. Do this. And get this out. And we got a Crusher next turn. Unless they've got like Echoing or who knows what else. We'll see. All right. And yeah, we'll pass the turn here. Chat sure got quiet here. Come on, people. Where you at? I won't lie. I am very distracted. Worried about my football team supreme. And this is yet another reason why we want to be running Crusher. So, we've got a problem. I mean, a cheeky smoke, says Shiraz. Sorry. Wedding ring makes lots of noise when you come down that hard on it. All right, so we've got Crusher. Either way we do this, we're probably going to get countered. I'm thinking I want to make them put something out quick as far as resources go. So I'm going to lay back on Crusher here and just make them think that we're an LD deck. I mean, it's pretty easy to deduce that with this mana and such, we're probably running that. But for right now, I think I want to rock like this. We'll go to here. I'll keep my Eldrazi there for a rainy day. Rock like this and take out that guild gate. We have a little bit of a set review coming up too. Not some slow-winded article about it. I'm just going to go over the cards, discuss and such. And Shiraz, if you feel like playing a singleton, I'm all up for it if you want to do that next. Oh, okay. Well, maybe they were stuck. Maybe they didn't have the counter and they were stuck at one land. All right, well, there goes that. So we're up against some sort of control list. highly recommend if you do play tournaments to make moves like that. If you know absolutely, I don't want to encourage quitting, but if you haven't really shown your hand and you're really screwed, worst thing you can do is play it out, give the person an idea, because now we're up against just blindness. We're like, well, what's good, what's bad? I don't know. So I'm going to take out Moment's Peace because it seems like we're definitely the aggro here. But then it's like, well, what do we bring in here? I'm going to bring in one of these just to cycle it, and maybe they've got a high aerial attack. Who knows? But we're probably just going to cycle it and hope for the best. Our Penumbra Spiders are going to come in because we're the aggro. It seems they got the color of death, sacrifice, this, that, and the other. So Penumbra Spiders are going to be doing some legwork here. But other than that, we're just going to go in a little blindly there. So want to play against the Enchantment deck or the Rakdos Pain deck? Hey, man, whatever one you want, buddy. It's all good. I've only got the one. I just keep trying to tweak it and stuff. But all right, this is a very good hand. But they're probably going to be able to kill our elf now that they're onto our shenanigans. But we'll keep. Pretty hard to say no to this hand. The one thing Nest Invader has really done well for this list that I missed in my initial design was just that ability to have a beater, whether it's a blocker or you can steal some games with some, 2-bite and aggro. 2-bite and aggro. That sounds like a good deck idea. And our elf is in the house. We've got Mwonvuli Acid-Moss going on and all that stuff. So, oh man, I ran a commercial early and I didn't even realize Papa 2 ran away before I even saw what we were known for. What a bummer. Oh well. He's going to a birthday party. I just read up the chat and just figured that out. Sorry for the late notice there. Well, I'm going to play growth first if it gets countered because I don't like white borders. Boy, I wish they would reprint that. Artwork's not so bad, but yay, going to our graveyard so I have less white bordered crap to look at. Come on now. Cool. Check this out. I mean, it does stop a Acid-Moss play, but it's all right. We'll do this, rock like this, and we'll still keep going here. Sideboards, what are those? All right, we got critters. Taking quick little notes here, just so I can navigate when somebody says, "Hey, what game is this?" Be like, that's right. We lost badly to elves, and now we have a bit of a favorable matchup, I would think, depending on how much counter magic they're running. Yeah, what's really fun is if, unfortunately, it's come across as a bit of almost a condescending play at our tabletop, but I have a singleton Pauper deck, and it's all the best cards. And if you play well, sometimes it can feel a little bit like a slap in the face against a deck that has 4 of this, 4 of that, 4 of that. And I've beaten some pretty nice named tournament regulars with singleton Pauper. Got to draw good, but in the end, it's like, yeah, it's singleton, but it's one of every best card there is. So this is kind of cool because we're able to lean on our land destruction here and not care too much about the alts. Let's see what we have here. What's happening here? Is he going to kill our... Oh. Well, let's see. We can't really do much with our instants here. That's fine. I mean, we don't really want that to happen, but it's okay if it does. I'm going to do this just to get the mana going. We'll go grab a forest, and that way Kozileks Predator will come out next turn and give us a bunch more fuel for the fire. Comes into play tapped. How cool would that card be if it didn't? Oops. Well, that's kind of dumb, but it's easier to just yield than it is to undo and show that we're a fool attacking, right? Yeah. Alrighty, what do we have here? Ooh, more food. Well, just a Shambler's a little out of reach so far. 2 turns, but they'll probably have counter magic backup. But if we draw into just another land destruction spell, that'd be pretty sweet. Not gonna happen. I'm going to diversify. Our elf is out. It's going to take 2 turns for that to really become active. In case they're running recoil or something, I don't want to go so all in with our game plan here that I'm going to do that. So We got Crusher next turn. 2, 4, 6, 7. If we draw land anyway. 2, 4, 6, 7. Yeah. So just about anything we draw is going to help fuel that. I mean, bring that out. If it's another land, we'll have the option to kick the Shambler or drop the Crusher. Always a good option. One of the coolest things about Singleton Pauper, though, or Singleton just in general, is you just mathematically, I mean, how many lifetimes would it take to have the same game? It's hard enough for one deck to do that, but two, and then the decision tree to be the same, it's just not going to happen. It's probably, there's probably a number, but it's like 18 quantum universes and all the stars and sand, grains of sand added up, and numbers too big. Numbers that end in things like giggle and Google and gaga. And the occasional bad one that never see play in regular decks. This is true, yeah. I swear, when I set off to make a Singleton deck, I always look for, like, my first search, I think I said that last week, is like, you know, I look for the word both, because it's usually like, choose one or both. It's like, hey, I like that world. Well, we'll attack. Hopefully we can get them to tap something here and then draw what we need. And I don't really want to waste a Mold Shambler. It's tough, though. 2, 4, 5. I think I'm going to... I want to do that now, though. Let me pull some Murasa back the Arbor Elf. Maybe I can get some of the counter magic that's probably headed our way. Syncrat Black Backlash. That's right. Yeah, you know, Brain Bite, I think I was, the first time he played that against me, I was kind of bad-mouthing a little bit, and sure meant the difference. Okay, so we don't really care about that. I'm just kind of glad that went down as opposed to another spell, so that was more of a green duress with the upside of 6 life. But oh, interesting, Shiraz, yeah. I was wondering what the option was there. Yeah, sometimes when you can invest and you've got enough time and you get those super flexible cards, it's why, speaking of Mold Shambler, I run one main. Just catches everything. Same with like Oblivion Ring. It's like there's contingency plans. I think that's a magic card, isn't it? Not Pauper related, but... All right. 1 mana up. Now we're feeling good. Now we'll do whatever we want. Not that. All right, I'm going to jump on the gun here and say screw our old plan there. We've got 2, 4, 6. We've got Omog, but I really want to just drop this and kick out that Aqueduct while we can. Oh. You know, common phrases and such go around long enough, you're going to get some MTG lore mixed in there. The cooler thing, too, about playing 3/3s is Pauper is full of 1/3s or stuff that 2/2s and stuff, so 3/3 can really start feeling like a force of nature all on its own. Bit of an exaggeration there, but hey. I gotta go after that new artifact. What was it? It's like the Kid Icarus artifact. Sacrifice wings sort of thing. What is that one? Let's see. Oh, these are all of them. There it is. Wings of Hubris. That's what I have just then. Hey, all right. So we won that one. Hey, Shiraz, if you're ready, let's rock it. Challenge when you're ready, sir. And I will set this up here. So yeah, this Wings of Hubris is pretty cool. I forgot that the ability of sacrificing the wings is pretty steep. So don't think it's worth playing with all the other things. Got a lot of reprints and stuff. One of the big draws to this set are the lands. Just gorgeous lands coming up in the Theros Beyond Death set coming up. And alternate artwork. Very cool. Like the juxtaposition of lands and artwork not being centered there. But one of the things that kind of gets me a little upset is, they didn't give us any multicolored commons. It's a little bit of a, I don't know, just... I guess they're keeping that for the special money people as far as that goes. But, there's quite a few things. This has some potential with Sokola Grove Dancer with TE strategies and stuff. Escape seems legit. I've always loved to be able to do stuff over and over again. And you can play that mana and invest in it and stuff. So We'll see. Singleton 1. Maybe I'll finally come up with a deck and call it Singleton 2. So I've never beat Shiraz. I think I'm 0-3 with an asterisk. One of those games never finished. So I'm definitely 0-2 against him. But yeah, we'll play first. Probably a bad decision already, but as long as I see one of these, I'm good to go. We got kind of late. Does this grab Mountain, Swamp, or Forest? Nah, this isn't that good of a hand, but I'll keep it. We'll see where we go with this. And Shirazaman, co-host extraordinaire. Here we go. Sure like this artwork on Jun Panorama. When I first got into Pauper, these were kind of like, people were always having this argument of like these versus Terramorphic, and you know, the whole like, they didn't have Ash Barons back then. So, all right, we'll drop this, play this. It's actually a really killer spell to have out game 1 in the Singleton matchup. There's a lot of graveyard recursion stuff going down. All right. I think the next deck I'll make will have, I'm just going to do this now. Let's see, we can grab, well, I guess we're going to grab Mountain. This way we can turn on our Tree Folk next turn. But I'm probably going to lean away from the 5-color thing and try to focus my energies on, I don't know, one angle. We'll see, 1 color. Ooh, pretty swamp there, Shiraz. Very nice. All right, we like this. I'm going to do this, just set up our board, go get an island. We're feeling pretty good. I like these old school mountains, old school forest, islands. Good times. Ooh, man, those are pretty. Just the blighted soil. It's like this plane is about to become a swamp. Be very cool in a Norshof deck. All right. Well, we have this and that. Let me play this just to see. We've got a swamp. We've got artifact lands just for this scenario. I feel like I'm playing my Death Touch ping here from last week. Oh, the options. Man, there are so many options here. Stuff's going to be dying with black Mardu colors across from us, so I'm going to actually play this. We'll drop here, go like this, and we'll pass the turn. Our mana's sure looking good. Tree Folk's going to make short work of everything else, and hopefully we'll get back that, get a plane in our life, and we'll be good. It'll look like we're playing some well-intentioned domain list here. And there's our backup plan. Well, let me rock here just in case something dies. See if we can. No, I guess it won't. Let me do this now. Yeah, I want to do that. That's a really good play there. Trip this and grab a plane. In we go. We're playing Singleton Cop 4. Singleton Pauper. Kind of the elixir of curiosity. If you ever feel like, this deck again, whether it's you or your opponent or the metagame, try brewing up one of these. They're surprisingly competitive. They're playing kind of a best of. It's a nice deck challenge. It's just a lot of benefits to it. Well, we don't really have a target for this. This deck always wants to lean on green more than anything else. We'll attack first, and we'll probably lean on our Elder there. I don't know. I'm tempted to... we'll just EOT for Forest, and then we'll EOT for Forbidden. We'll just go from there. Looks like we got the jump on Shiraz this game. All right. This is interesting. Let's do this for this. Go get one of these. Whoa, Forbidden Alchemy. Put one of them into my hand and the rest in my graveyard. All right. Gingerbrute, come on over. We got enough lands. Hey, and them Chimsky's in the house. All right. The show can begin. All right. Let's do this, and this to drop here. Alrighty. Gonna bring this up. I'll return the mountain here. Actually, I should have returned the swamp, because I do have access to Flame Jab here. We'll get the cookie going on. Cookie cutter. Attacking, baby. Woo! One drop best ofs. Our relic's not doing anything. Maybe that's why he's not doing anything. Maybe it's so graveyard dependent that one relic in a world with one relic, one man. And I ran out of ideas. Just finished cooking. That goes nice with Pauperganda. I would hope so. Yeah, depending on get some Multani spaghetti sauce going on, right? I think it's evening where you're at, right, Nemchimsky? How's Nils doing? We needed him last week. All right, let's do this here. Boop. Non simo. Good times. Did anybody catch that Klug altar of the Soul Ring with the gold leaf? I thought it was very cool. Sure wouldn't want to play with those cards, though. Way too pretty. Ooh. Okay. How can we kill it? How can we kill it? Now, we don't want that cartouche to be going down here, do we? I could kill that. He's already got access to pretty much everything he needs. I'm going to save this for something else that matters, but I'm going to trip this. We lose alchemy if I trip this. We got Moment's Peace. I'll save it. All right, here we are with this. Singleton Pauper. Makes me want to build Singleton Goblins. Oh, wow. That'd be a challenge, Sneak Fast. Maybe I ought to give that a go, too. All right, so we're going to crash in with this. He's at 9. We're feeling all right here. You know what? I can always use this on our own cartouche. And this does give it a counter, so I take back what I said. Let's do this. This flashes back for black, correct? Yeah, so we'll hit here. We'll go like this and say, I want everything to get through. We don't really need the mana right now. I'm gonna put it on the Cookie Man. We'll make this fear for its life. Say yes. We could hit harder and meaner and such, but we're after either trading here or not. It's a wash, I tell ya. We'll go in from here and we'll make this unlockable as we sit on Moment's Peace. Yeah, we could trade out here. That's fine. It's a tough go. It's a tough go of it, I tell ya. He's got to block something. Nimchimsky with the maths, cleaning the keyboard. Oh, I thought, man, that looked pretty cool. A little descending logic tree there. All right, here we go. And we'll get rid of probably his best critter there, I would argue. We'll go get a land of our own. Actually, think if we have a mountain left, I don't know if we do. I think there might only be one land left. Yep, a forest there. We do have a retrace mechanic in this, so I'm going to rock like this. Go from here, most likely to die. Let's go. Sato. Ooh, man. Yeah, there's nothing like Italian food when the weather turns cold. I think everybody has that hibernation mentality where you're just like, oh, I got to get the blanket on. Reveal the top 6 cards. Crewfix Insight. Man, really think this card's underplayed. So powerful. Put 3 enchantments into your hand. It might help if we know what they were. Ouch. Well, we're scoring well. The rhino's dead. The pilgrim's dead. And that's dead. Oh my goodness. This poor guy. Yowza. This is when Fairy Macabre's so much better than Relic in these kind of scenarios where you just bleh, somebody's just puking up their graveyard. It's like, well, it's going to take about 17 turns for me to slowly tap this over and over again. Let's not get too excited. We've been here before, and a lot to consider here. Who knows? Maybe I'll add a sideboard. I don't know. This seems kind of ridiculous. It's nice to try to design for every contingency plan and keep it singleton. So, oh yeah, definitely Nimchimsky. Good point. So our lands look beautiful. And we got my favorite card in this list. I don't run cheating cards like some people. Wink, wink. Ghostly Flicker and such. We'll keep. Let's see. We'll probably go get a mountain and trip it into a chancery. Chancery. Even that sounds kind of stuffy and like they would be in that world, right? Oh, your clothes aren't clean enough for the Azorius Chancery. Please go away. I could hear that sentence. All right. Off we go. Cartouche in the house. This is the play. I could wait. I'm just going to do it now. Let's go. I designed a singleton deck myself, says an interesting. Yeah, Shirazman was saying you guys played. He won. I won one. Nice. Well, hey, you're doing better against him than I have. I had a game like this, but then we had to quit, and I lost to him every other one of them. So, of course, it's only been 2, but still. Trying to make it sound a little more epic than is the norm. All right. Well, that Chancery is nice, but man, I do need those colors, though, don't I? I don't really have any creatures or artifacts to. Well, I guess I could pitch my Tree of Tales. Let's do that. I mean, it's not the most desirable of targets for Remember the Fallen to grab, as it can grab an artifact and a creature. But at least this way we'll have an option. I'm so obsessed with my mana being right, playing a 5-color singleton list, that might help if I have a little bit of a threat, which we don't. Played against someone today who mentioned that Pauper Prismatic Singleton is a format. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's the one I was trying to mention earlier. I just don't know why you need to make it complex like that. Like, why does it have to be 200 cards? And why just keep it a 60-card deck. There's plenty of stuff to do. Yeah, what do I know? Well, man, we do have a creature, but there's just not much to do with it, is there? I'm going to do this just because our hand's really stuffy. I'm going to... What's this? What's this? Why does it have to be 5-color decks? Oh, it doesn't. I don't know if prismatic single... I guess the word prismatic in that scenario does. I just wanted to kind of have a little bit of a deck challenge. I've had some games... few too many, actually, for the what do you call ratios of mana and games that I've played, where my kitchen tabletop games, where I'm just like, man, this should not be working this well. It just comes out swinging. So it's I was just kind of curious. Like, I mean, it's pretty rare that you have kind of a bad draw, or you're kind of hurting for mana or whatnot. But it gets back to the basics, kind of a little MTG how to brew rewind sort of thing, where you can. Obviously, green's very good for fetching colors and stuff. But yeah, I'll tend to, maybe I'll make a 2-color singleton list. This seems to be kind of an ongoing thing. Maybe we'll play one singleton game of Pauper. It's a good way to showcase new cards. You're not going to see the same thing twice, that's for sure. But maybe we'll just try to make at least one of the games we play on the show will be of the singleton variety. Well, now... we've got just a whole bunch of junk, don't we? I'm going to Forbidden Alchemy main. Hopefully we find something. All right, I really, really like this card, but oh man, I don't want to lose Gravedigger. But we do have Remember the Fallen, Chronarch. Oh, this is really, really, really pretty. Well, let me grab Gravedigger. We'll go get, I think we'll go get Core, and then we'll, later on in the game, Remember the Fallen for the Gravedigger to get the Chronarch to get, you get it. It gets crazy. To get Remember the Fallen. It's birdie when it works. Yikes! Now we don't care about that Journey to Nowhere, do we? Our Core Skyfisher might mill that up. And all right. Well, this is interesting. We have... don't want to get set in my ways. I know I'm kind of stuck on that Gravedigger plan, but I think it's still the plan. We'll rock like this. And actually I'm going to grab this because this is a backbreaker in this format outside of any sort of removal, but if you can protect it, it's pretty mean too. I like these to be able to go get Karoo lands, bounce stuff back turn on my retrace mechanic, which is plentiful in this list. Haven't seen it yet, but we soon shall. And we can remember the Fallen for the Chronarch to get back maybe an Edict to snag that Gnarlid. We'll see. It'll be interesting. Gravedigger's one of those cards too. It doesn't really warrant get rid of that, you know. Rumbleback Rhino. Yeah, I guess if you're going singleton, you're going to want one of each hexproof thing. Hey, we bought some time there. All right, here we go. Okay, I'm going to suspend this now. Well, hold on. I could use another mana for... Let me suspend it with green instead. We'll do that. Now we have white. I could trip that too. It's actually not going to do too much good, is it? I'd rather just... Let me just pop this. We'll go get... Carnarium be interesting. What do we need? We need red and white. Do I have one of those? I do. Garrison shows up. We'll play that instead. We don't need white. What was I talking about? We'll drop this. And hope for the best. Next turn we'll be doing some neat stuff. We'll have 7 mana next turn. Remember the Fallen online. Hexproof with Chainer's Edict there. It's good times. Ouch. Well, that's not fun. I can't block any of this. We're already at 10 life. About to be less? Let's see. Sanskrit Backlash. Enchanted creature gets +3, -3. What a flexible card. Yeah, I can see why you like that, Shiraz. You can kill stuff when you need it, or go for it when you don't. It's getting dangerously close to killable, though. Via block with the life staff next turn. You've only got 1 card left, but you might not need it, as we've only got 1 turn left if we don't find a way to get through this. This is not looking good for our heroes. This dude's just going to come to life, and he's going to be like, where'd everybody go? Just appears in some quantum void. Is there a way out of this? We could. Let's see. One or both. We're not going to be able to block that. Let's assume that they just have a land, and they're going to draw another land. All right. Well, Expanse isn't really going to help anything here. Yeah, I guess we just let's drop Skyfisher and give them back their little dude. That'll come back. We'll get rid of the big old super fatty. We'll use the white. It doesn't really... I mean, we need double white. We've got it, but kind of a little bit naked after that. We'll drop here, go from here. Well, that has hexproof. That's not going to help much. We'll rock like this. Yeah, missing a little bit of the mana there. It's all right. Ooh. We need blue probably with this next turn if we even get there. I'm just going to do this to do it. Let's see, a +3. Got a ground game going here. Let's do this, this, and this. This way we'll just make this a little dorky 1/1. I've got some life gain here. Get us back in it. Oh, he's got trample. 5's going to get over. We could gain 3 here. I could double block. I'm going to hold back. 3 gets us to 9. He's got 8 there. We'd just be kind of... This way, we've got more outs if we hold back. At least, I think so. So am I pulling off the aging football quarterback star at all with glasses? Like I should have had... My card frame should have said oxymoron. Emphasis on moron. Woo! Here we go. Sanskrit Backlash. Very cool. What are the... So you have to have red. So this could be a Rakdos or a Gruul deck. You could put this in outside of Pauper. Always looking for that. How cool where the wrist is attached there. That kind of looks like me if I snarl and get really angry. Like we need any more bald cards that remind people of me. I think there's... All right, we bought ourselves a turn, folks. Woo! And here comes our savior, El Cor. Not the name, but that's what I would name it, because I tend to win games when I see it. All right, I like that. So many damn options here. Except that we need red now. Two, 4, 6, 7. I really want that to be dead. Alrighty, let me I need a lot of colors here, but I think I need red most. Let's grab that. We'll attack let me remember the fallen here. Chronarch and Tree of Tails. We'll drop this dude out here. Rocking like this. Getting the Expanse in the wilds. Now if Retrace just shows up, that would be nice. Looks like we know what we're doing here, but we're not fooling anybody. We don't have too much going on here. This is probably most likely to die. I just want some aggro going on here. Let's rock like this. A bald rogue. That's a theorist. Sounds a lot like you, Deluxe. Bald by choice, I must say. But I could be one of those guys with the little tufts of hair and stuff, but definitely lost it back here. So I figured, hey, I ain't taller than the whole world. I'm not trying to fool anybody. Been blessed with a good shaped head. I'm going to go with it. Nice, efficient haircut. Highly recommend. All right, Stripped Riverwinder, Hardcast. Damn. Ooh, boy, I really wish I sat back on this. I could have countered it and got back nothing. That's why I didn't do it. Okay, well, we got ourselves a game here. Hexproof versus Things That Matter. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 8. Oh, man, if we had one more black, we could... That's a flaw. I actually need to fix that. I need 2 sources of black. I mean, I've got them in Karoo lands and such, but I'm not seeing them here. We can't really threaten much on the way of that. Boy, I really hate to do this to a Dryad. That kind of blows, right? Wish I had some sort of death touch creature. Let's rock here. I know it looks like a weird... We'll be getting that back, hopefully. Let's see, the Chronarch, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, will cost everything, so we might as well see if we can get back a black or a red. I just don't know if I have that. Let's see. Let's see what we have. Do we have any more? We do have an island. That kind of blows. White, we've got plenty of. Blue, we've only got one of. I guess we do this. 1, 2. Next turn we'll be able to do some neat stuff with Edict, if we live that long. And we will attack. Let's try to keep the love alive here. Coming in for 6. A riveting game too, folks. It's anyone's ball game. Uh-oh. Where did their 3 cards come from? Unfortunately, Shiraz knows most of ours are just lands. And what the other one is. Soul Manipulation is the only thing unknown to him. It's a target for the Oblivion Ring. Oh, yeah. A little bit there, them chimps. Normally I'd say might have punted that, but I knew I wanted to get the Chainer's Edict back and flash it back with the Chronarch, not knowing that he'd have Fists of Ironwood up next and completely negating our Chainer's Edict play. $13 trample damage coming through. We can't do much about that. I don't think we're going to be winning game 2 here. I think it's off to game 3. It'd be so cool. I'm actually rooting for Shiraz if this goes to game 3 and he beats me. I just like when there's streaks, right? Like Nils. When Nils watches, we don't lose. When my brother Semikov plays, he wins. And when Shiraz plays Singleton, he's undefeated, at least in my eyes. Very cool artwork here. Looks like the same artist as Tangle. Probably is. Oh, John Avon. There he goes. I wouldn't have named that. Nabbed that. Look at that nice tilt on that. Very cool. Well, Nimchimsky, as you know from other shows, the worst thing we can face with green land destruction is elves. And we faced it, and we lost bad. Then we beat Demir, and now we're playing Singleton. So, might be a bit of a quicker show. I'll play 1 or 2 more games with the ramp deck there. And we'll look over the new list. All right. Going all in. Don't blame him. Let's kill some stuff, if we even get a chance. What do we have here? Some sort of technology? Let's see. What's happening? Final payment. All right. He's got us here. We can't gain the life. We can't survive. Double trample. Good times. Final payment. There's another card. Just because they're bald, right? It's like, look, it's you. At least I don't look like a Chronarch. Somebody trying to comb it over too far, right? All right. Mana is interesting here. We've got the Mold Drifter. We've got early defense. I'll keep it. Very, very right on the edge hand there, but hey, we do have 3 colors here. A few of them relevant. We've got a evoked Mold Drifter coming up in our near future to hopefully fix everything else up. So one of the cooler things about Singleton and Pauper, though, is that you just see so much variety. And what do you try to do when you design for this format? You try to double that, right? So we're playing like Gravediggers to Mold Drifters, so that we technically have 2. Oh, and then we get it back with Remember the Fallen or some other reanimate spell. And before you know it, you can do the math and you actually have access to 4 Mold Drifters. It's always a good thing. Okay, no brainer here. We're going to favor blue because we've got a evoked Mold Drifter in our near future, hopefully. One of the bad things about crew lands early on, though, is when you do have those Mold Drifter draws, it's just like, you're just pitching so much into the yard. All right, feeling very patriotic, at least in the Americas here. We got red, white, and blue access. No green or black yet. Basilica shows up. My youngest, that was one of his vocabulary words, and he's like, I knew what it was, and because of the magic card, I was like, yep, welcome to my world. I always had quite a vocabulary, but man, when I learned to play Magic, it like went up by 3 or 4. So if you're a parent out there, this is a very, very, very good game to get your kids into. I'm just going to do it. I want to look at stuff. Let's go. Helps them with math and just fast forwards their vocabulary past the level of most adults very quickly. It's very few times cartouche is the exception, right? All right, well, we don't need the Den, and I'm happy to throw an artifact back. We've already played a land, right? Yeah, all right. I shouldn't have clicked on that, actually. If we didn't, I'll discard the artifact because, well, we can get lands back a lot of ways. Remember the Fallen's one of them, so we've already got access to white. That's another good reason. Survivor's Encampment showing up. That's going to be good times. Unbridled Growth makes an appearance. Always a nice flexible card. Fix it early. Remember it later. Okay. What a weird conundrum this is, right? I need a creature to have any sort of mana. Oops. The mana that we've got is for that creature. Man. We have 8, so I don't want to drop the crew here. We don't really have access to much else. I'll drop Encampment. Give the illusion that we can do anything. Hopefully their opponent's squinting and they're like, oh, they have access to everything now. It's like, nope, still need a creature. I think the first version of this, I had one Kalani Garden in this, but Singleton, W, followed by L. Let's see where this goes. Quiet show today. Only the old regulars here. It's a good thing he set this match for a little bit longer than normal. Winding Way. I bet you could make an elf singleton list. That'd be pretty cool. I think the reason I like to go 5-color is both a sort of a deck exercise as well as you just have so much to play with. Whereas like what I just said with like if you just focus on elves, it's like, well, your deck technically can get kind of run over. You'll have to play some subpar cards if you do that, but we'll see here. All right, so I have to play this to get access to the other thing here. There probably is. That's usually when we hit these little droughts, but it's all good. Not like we're trying to win some award or anything. Let's go get a forest, I think, right? Red, white, blue. We need black too, but we've got this on board, so I'm going to lean on forest. And we're feeling good now. We've got a retrace online, soul manipulation, prisms in the house. We don't have yeah. I mean, with Cartouche and Journey in hand, I'm feeling a little fearless here. We are going against Hexproof, however. I'll definitely try to leave it open, especially with Mold Drifter in the yard. Good points. All right. That blows, but we've got the answer in our hand. Okay. So I want to leave this up. So just play this here. Go grab this. We'll leave that open, and because of that, we won't play anything here. We'll just leave this open and attack. Bit of a slow play, but we are in game 3 here, so winner take all. Wow. Come on, let us get our Mold Drifter back. I want to stop like a river winder here. Thanks to Nim Chimsky's advice. Ooh, man, rocking all the good-looking art. See, I appreciate this, Shiraz, giving us lots of pretty things to look at. My son, let's see, what can he grab? Am I going to be counter-happy? He's got Fists of Ironwood. Well, no, he goes and gets anything he wants. So, yeah, let's use it. We'll say black. Make sure to call this here. We'll say both. Counter this and go get this. My son will know that I hate white bordered stuff, and he'll just go and re-sleeve an entire list because with stuff I hate to see. I'm like, what are you doing? Don't you like me? He's like, I'm trying to get under your skin. I'm like, well, it's working. Now I don't want to play anymore. My eyes hurt. Black mana. Lodian. Man, that thing is creepy. That card's always kind of scared me. Like, stuff that's supposed to be scary never scares me. But, man, if you saw that on the side of the hill, just little, like, wispies and, like, some sort of alternate dimension stuff going on there, I'd be like, woo, I don't want to be anywhere near that thing. All right, we've got the Cartouche to deal with that. Feeling all right. All right. Hey, this is looking up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for a Mold Drifter. Our hand's kind of stuffed right now. So what I want to do is let me rock like this. We'll say black. We'll put this on here, and then we'll kill this. Yes. There it goes. And let me play this. We'll drop this. We'll return. Ooh, careful. This. And attack for 4 and gain some life. Feels like we got this one, but we've been here before. So yeah, one of these days, I've just been so busy with work that, like I said, at the top of the show, I've got like 4, maybe even 5 new MTG spoof commercials. Like, got most of the elements, the graphics are done. I can't get the voices right. So anybody out there wants to be a voice, have access to a decent mic. This day and age, gosh, just average mics are good enough. In the old days, that wasn't always the case. You have to have all these studio things and perfect this and that, but half the time I've got a Yeti mic thanks to our supporters that I mention a lot on the show, but giving us some love over at buymeacoffee.com. But because of that, I got a new mic and this Yeti mic, and I just love it. Like, I've got an old voiceover mic that I used to use for commercials when I did voiceover work, and that thing was like $600 in like 2001, 2002. I'll take the Yeti any day over it. And this is, I don't know. I don't even know how much Yetis are. Like $80, something like that. Technology, my friends. It's a good thing. Okay. Well, maybe I've got some sort of... Can attack or block. All right. Let's rock here. Here. I'll keep that open. I'll just cast this. Just Mike. All right. Well, we can go get oh gosh, this is intimidating. Also, we have so many options here. I think I'm gonna go grab a relic. There's enough good stuff going on here. I'll turn on that trinket mage. Turn it into something, at least. Boom, 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 boom. Or we do have the elixir, and we have enough mana for it. What elixir, you ask? Oh, I mean the universal solvent. If we blow up this land, it has no enchantments, and you know what? There's better plays probably, but I've never done this on the show. Universal solvent. How cool is that? A few drops of this, and the trickiest problems simply melt away. Let's do it. It'll be interesting, in the least. Here we go. Universal solvent, yeah, except that we've already done Nevinyrral's Disc and Shine, which is kind of like, get rid of it. Got a dead body on your hands? Spray this on it. It'll go away. It's, what is it, fluorine on the periodic chart of elements? I was fascinated with that. I remember always asking my chemistry teacher, Mr. Simpkin, who I actually got back in contact with on Facebook. Fascinating. I love Facebook for that reason. A lot of people like to diss it, but man, it really brings people together. But I always remember asking him that in high school, where I was just like, tell me about fluorine. He's like, well, spray it on the wall goes away. I was like, whoa. Green, we'll rock like this. We'll go like this and say, bye-bye, crystallization. Does that kill it? I should have read it first. When it becomes, yeah, but that can stay alive. I did that a little too hastily there. All right, let's do this with this. Yeah, I should attack first. Let's rock here with this. We're getting our revenge game against Shiraz. Sure, let's make it unblockable so it looks like I know what I'm doing. Here we go. Woo! Coming on down to Value Town. Universal Solvent. Come on, let's get that forest. Let's see if he remembers to trip on Bridal Growth. A lot of people, including me, forget to do that. Ooh, interesting. Okay. Nice to... For those not familiar, you can use Armadillo Cloak the way it's worded as a defensive ploy. Uh-oh. These are those, I've got nothing. Look at my hand moves. The revenge game is upon us. We have done it. Oh, man, he took away our lovely play with solvent. Before I do anything, we're gonna use the damn solvent just to say I did it. Huzzah! It's a terrible play, but we've got him on the ropes. He's pretty much hellbent here. We'll attack. Kaploppy! Boing! Sorry for all the sound effects. All right. My route against Shirazamon is over. We'll be back right after we visit with Orson Welles, who has seen better days in this upcoming clip. He was quite the nihilist drunkard towards the end of his life, but he was an amazing man. And so let's remember him for the good stuff and laugh at the old stuff. Here it is.
Action, please. Action, Orson, please.
Just do anything?
No, it's sorry, cut. Yeah, rolling. 102, take 2.
Ah, the French champagne has always been celebrated for its excellence. There is a California champagne by Paul Masson, inspired by that same French excellence. It's fermented in the bottle, and like the best French champagne, it's vintage dated. So pour ma son.
102, take 3.
Action, please.
Ah, the French champagne has always been celebrated for its excellence. There is a California champagne by Paul Masson. Inspired by that same French excellence, it's fermented in the bottle, and like the best French champagne, it's vintage dated. So
Cut.
Paul Masson.
Attention Pauperganda Knights, show your love of all things Pauper with our Ultra Deluxe playmats. And true to our Pauper roots, the glorious artwork is 100% free.
Trying to give these guys everything they can get. I mean, that's it.
Just send an email to pauperganda@gmail.com with the subject 1, 2, or 3, and we'll send you the playmat file for free.
I gotta read it again because my mind is just a piece of shit this morning.
All you need to do is visit our friends at inkgaming.com. Order yours today.
And we're back right in time. All right, sure, I was out for a smoke break. I'm back from a pee break. Let's do this. Yeah. Off to this deck again. Now, if we get an elf, this will be a good hand. As it sits, we've got a little bit of land destruction plan going on. We are going first. We'll keep it. One of the nice relaxing things about not playing for money, and just kind of see how the cards fall, literally. Woo! All right. So I didn't get a, oh yeah. I was just showing my son that. In fact, I donated it to his new collection, telling him how epically awesome that was. I think he's a bit overwhelmed. Could you imagine being new to Magic? See, when I was new to Magic, there were maybe 200 or 300 cards, and you didn't have the internet or anything like that to sort them all through and stuff. But then it'd just be like really into it, and then it's like, oh, here's an account, and click 5,000 plus. You know, almost everything's like different cards. Like, holy crap! I gotta give tokens a new look-see. What do I mean by that? Well, I'm thinking this list has more life in it. Nobody's playing Tokens of Old, and it's still really good against a lot of lists, except Tron. And there lies the reason. But if we can find a way to get around that, maybe some alt win condition, who knows? All right, the life plan is upon us. This will be a long game unless we can drop that Crusher and they don't have any sort of recourse. Do you know that one deck borrows Bully? Oh, yeah. Good times. This is true. Yeah, it's funny. The majority of people I play now, just in, tournament room or whatever, they'll be playing Bully against me, and I just kind of smile. Good times. All right, we got the answer just on the off chance. We are a ramp deck after all. Let's see if we can ramp into something. We'll drop the Predator next turn. Of course, if we had done it the other way around, let's see, 2, 4, that would have been 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we fall one short either way, so let's at least see if maybe we can hold them back here. Nope. Defeated again, says Shiraz. I'm happy. The streak is broken. Yeah, I definitely need one more source of black in that list. Just a swamp. I got to write swamp too, because that really hindered me that second game. Oh, hey, you weren't joking. This is kind of a... Oh, Phrase the Alarm doesn't mean that. It's just a life deck so far. Token life, I tell ya. So funny, when Secret of the Way came out, I remember it being 2 and a white and thinking, it's really, really good, but I don't know about it. And then it made all the difference that it was 1 and a white. And I think I was wrong either way. Alrighty. Let's drop a big dude here, and then we'll be able to do stuff next turn, unless they've got Journey to Nowhere. In that case, we've still got more Crushers. Let me start right-clicking on this stuff. This is getting ridiculous. All right. Couldn't draw a force in game 1, said Shiraz. I had like 13 green sources. Couldn't draw a creature in game 3. Been there plenty, and you've been beside me watching me be there. Definitely know that feeling. We'll play one more ramp match after this and then call it a day. No, there's all kinds of good stuff going on at the mothership, I think. So thank you for choosing Pauperganda on your Saturday viewing decision tree. Yeah, it's impossible to have... Well, I guess you could keep a horrible hand and just stare at it while you get run over, but I should have finished the sentence actually first. But it is almost impossible to have a non-fun singleton game. They're just... Man, they're fun. All right, well, this is kind of a 2, 4, 6, and here we go with 8. Let's see if he's got any other good stuff. Woo! I probably should have attacked first. Probably would have, I don't know, maybe got a soldier thing there. Maybe we're afraid of Celestial Flare. Isn't that the card? The white edict effect. Because of that, I'm just going to sit back. We'll attack next turn. I'm just glad it happened. I've had versions of this list too when I was really trying to be competitive with it that ran Vines. Vines of Vastwood's very good against opposing strategies in the form of Flicker and Ephemerate, as you can target their stuff, but it also keeps your Crushers out of harm's way. There's only a few spells that can deal with that, and you're going to want Vines every time. The step implies that our land destruction has been felt. Hey, I got an idea. Oh, I'm not even going to mention it. Tune in next week for my new singleton idea. It's not that original, really. I mean, it has been circled, and so it shall be. And it will be ultra mean. All right, let's do this. We crash in here because we've got Moment's Peace. Well, that blows. He's got lots of things to throw to that. More life to gain, but good news is we've got Moment's Peace and lots of ways of dealing with other things. Let's attack. Boink. Hey, Shiraz, is NFL football very in the Americas? Is it very prominent over there, like in the news or like on TV when you flick? If anybody even watches TV anymore, it's like the only reason I have a TV really is to watch Netflix and sporting events. But is it like invisible over there, or do you see it? Pauper cliffhangers. It's not as small. I'm pretty. No, on the new TV. Oh, they do. Okay, interesting. Yeah, I had no idea how it was intentioned as far as like a overseas and stuff. It's a fun game of strategy anyway. There's quite a bit to it. Hate the injuries, but yeah, I'm kind of that way too. Football is always on in the house. I came from a big boxing family too, so UFC I really like too, and had a lot of. My mom is so cool. Very, very big fight fan. We used to go up to Lake Tahoe when you had to, like when there was a fight that wasn't at the place, you had to drive, all you youngsters out there, to a place that had pay-per-view big screen events. So you would literally drive like an hour or two to go to this big room and watch TV with a bunch of strangers together. That's how it was done in the old days. My God, how cool is it now? You pull out your phone and you just watch it. I think a Rally of the Peasants is coming our way, so I'm just going to take this unless he shows it. But there's definitely Rally Math, or what's the other one? Some sort of instant anthem effect. We'll say no to that. That Seeker really wants to do something. It might even be another Raise the Alarm. Yeah, I don't think anybody watches TV anymore, Shiraz. I catch myself sometimes like a sporting event will be over and then I start channel surfing and I'm like, what am I doing? It's just a commercial fest for drugs. Things like Pyresius, right? I swear I could probably do 50 spoof drug commercials. It's just that we've already done Pyresius and it sounds legit, so I'm just going to kind of leave it. It's like the low-hanging fruit for me. Guardian's Pledge. Yep, there are so many for 3 white mana. Not all white, but white mainly. That have Anthem effects. They're just, I think, gosh, there's probably like 12, maybe even like 15 of them. Not sure. We don't have any Murasa targets. Since our elf has lived, I feel a little bit weird about keeping our dude back. 2, 4, 6, 8. We'd have to do that. We're at a life total here. I'm not quite sure. Actually, I'm going to take out a land so that the Crusher hurts a little bit more. I'm just going to play it a little bit easy here. Yeah, I'll just come in with that. Yeah, you know, it's funny. I used that ad block that you guys mentioned last week, and then like 4 or 5 days later, it's all. I kept getting ads for the ad blocker. It wasn't free. They wanted me to pay all this money for it, and I'm like, nah. Let's turn that off. I guess I could play a little bit more aggro here. I just really like keeping Ulamog in the discussion there. Yeah, it actually messed with. I was doing a temp feed of just trying out a new commercial, making sure that it worked with my software fine, and it actually interrupted and crashed my system because of ad blocker. Because I had just fired up my computer, and it was like, Shiraz, could you send me the link to the whatever one you've got? Because, like I said, mine's just like, no, I'll pay all this money. I'm just like, what? It's like, screw that. All right, I want something to die here, so I'm going to take the obvious bait. We'll go like this. Oh, Firefox. Yeah, one of the benefits of having those old school. There's aforementioned issue. Well, we still live if we don't do anything. But I'd rather keep our dude alive. Guardian's Pledge. Dun dun dun. I'm glad we ran into tokens. I was just thinking of playing that list. Can we bring anything back? Nope. All right, here we are. Woohoo. All right, well, he's got another one. Nah. Let's just attack here. Oh yeah, have to. Them Chimskys calling the shots and getting them right. Woohoo! All right. Write down a nice, oops, W there. Let's see what the sideboarding brings. So we definitely want to bring in Sandstorm and our Manamorphose and our Penumbra Spiders and probably a Moment's Peace, seeing an Anthem effect there. Problem is, a lot of our land destruction goes a little on the wayside there. Probably get rid of 2 Predators. Maybe not go so heavy on Peace. It's not that fast of a deck. I'd rather have these. Let's diversify here. I really like Mold Shambler just because if we run into Journey to Nowheres, it's a nice out. Nest Invader is going to do a lot to kind of get us to that middle game. Let's just play it safe here. We got 2 Predators, 3 Shamblers, 3 of these. All right, we'll just keep it to 1 Penumbra there. Go like that. I love Penumbra because you block. They use all these resources to kill it. It adds to your threshold count, and then you got a creature, and then you can Pulse of Murasa, the original, back, and then you got a black and a green spider for 1 card, 6 life, threshold, good times. It's one of those cards that just keeps giving. It's the Thanksgiving spider. Sorry if I'm out of frame here. I just want to adjust my buttocks and sit a little differently here. Before I forget, thank you to Fuji Purple, Stephen Wake, Jared Jail, Fun 18, Hods, Nessie 3 the G, Into the River, Arkhammer, Hexen Rouge, MTM Tet, someone named Chimsky in the house, Stephen Awake, Lovecraft 668, Hemper, Olesh, Pauper, Bust, Michael Skarzinski, Nichols, Soshi Eckhart, and Justin Lawson for the support over at buymeacoffee.com. Let's see. Don't need it, but it is very helpful. Love it. Thank you so much for showing your support. We will mulligan this for sure. And we'll keep this for sure. We'll throw this down here. Not for sure. So we pass the turn. We'll play one more of these after this. Let's games aren't. I haven't really rushed out a Crusher yet. Man, it's so intoxicating when you have like that growth elf turn and you just boom, 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 Crusher, bam, good times. I'm not so sure about the Predator, but I love Nest Invader. Just mostly for that trading speed bump effect. Just that 2/2 that trades with other things, buys you time, accelerates your mana, good stuff. Kinsey's in the house. Sorry for not listening right now, but they are playing through Fire and Flames at QDQ, or GQDQ. I can't say that. Oh, no problem, my friend. Thank you for at least giving us the update there. I'm not even sure what that sentence means, but it sounds like there's some other streaming thing that's a lot bigger and more popular than little old me, so understood. One of the drawbacks of playing on the more popular streaming day, which is today. Well, I'm just going to, let's blow up a land to try to hinder stuff just because we've got a double Nest Invader next turn. Argentina. Ooh, I hear all good things about Argentina. Thankfully, you're not in Australia. My goodness. Awesome games done quick. Speedrunning charity event. Oh, very nice. Yeah, the editor that works right next to me at Disney is from Australia. He just came back from there, and yeah, pretty scary over there. So unless I need to, I tend to not like to, if I have an elf out or one in my hand, then yeah, I'll pile up stuff. But against white, there's nothing wrong with doing that. It's almost outside of Oblivion Ring. They're only going to grab a growth. They're not going to be able to grab a forest. So there's not too much to worry about. But one more land and we've got Crusher. I just tend to, I don't like to put all my eggs in one basket when I don't need to or it's not warranted. Now if I drop an elf later and they're able to, I don't know, have some sort of wrath effect or something, I'll feel like eating crow, but until then. Yeah, it is summertime in Australia, so it's not like it's unheard of, but it is strange to see a fire with that precedence. It's like, wow, that's a lot of fire, as Toph said in Avatar: The Last Airbender. All right, well, we don't have much going on here, but I'd like to get some more targets going on. And before I show them our spider, let's make them think maybe this is worth trading for some humans. I want to keep his numbers down until I get my Moment's Peace on board, because we're one Anthem trick away from like really feeling like, oh crap. And we're one card away from making that. I always feel like these Penumbra effects should be given to beginners of Magic. Like, it's like, oh, is this your first 20 games? Well, all of your creatures have Penumbra effects so that you can just make a mistake and go, oh, crap. Oh, hey, look, it's back. Just see how things roll out. My youngest is so hard on himself when we play. You know, I'm always like, I'll go ahead and take 7. He's like, no. He's like, I'm double mulligan, so I will go down to 5. Or I missed that block, so I will. It's like, whew, tough on himself. That's what you get raising a kid on push-ups. How old is your youngest, Deluxe? My youngest is a freshman in high school. My oldest is a freshman in college. Ooh, well, obviously we're going to nab the spider there, but that's better than a Crusher, I guess. Maybe that either means he's got another one, or he just wants to get the aggro flowing. Yeah, if you're a new parent out there, boy, I know it's heard all over the place, but boy, savor it. Those, especially that right after they learn to walk till about, I don't know, 3rd, 4th grade. Such awesome years. The shoulder riding years. When parents are magical and can do no wrong. The teller of tales. It's like you're any magic card ever to the kids. And then they start turning into phone faces and everything's cooler than you are. And you got to take a backseat to technology. Thus is the way of the world. 3, 4, 5, 5, 2, 4, 5. Well, seeing as Ulamogs kind of are out, I'm just going to take all of this. Journey spoiled our plans. We even have a skip for Journey to Nowhere. There we go. Well, I'm going to keep those dudes back for blockers. Nest Invader showing its full effect here. I guess we'll see for sure if they have 4 damage isn't worth losing. They have the Anthem effect. They got us if we had attacked there. If not, ooh, all right. Where'd that come from, huh? No inclination, just kind of a mana purist. I haven't seen any mountains yet, and down goes one. All right. There's that. I think this might just be sheer volume here. Do they have the other journey? Never liked Gather the Townsfolk. It's not a bad card. I just think Raise the Alarm so much better. It's a good example, like that Blightning mentality where people are like, oh, but if this happens, it's like, yeah. Talk about planning for the worst. All right. Well, we're very far from Threshold, so I'm actually going to do this first main just to see what I can see. If I get like a moment's peace here, we'll say green. We're so far away from let me tap this as a bluff. I'll say, no, I'll think better of it. Let's just attack. Oh, it always feels like you're hesitating. It's like, no, I'm just not used to things auto-doing that. Like Dalthui Slayer does that too. Come on. All right. Yeah, exactly, Nimchimsky. That's kind of exactly what I was getting at. You phrased it much better than me, though. It's like, wow, look at this neat effect, and I'm dead. It's like, whereas Raise is just so much more flexible, and it's a combat trick. It's actually white removal if you play it right. There's all kinds of scenarios there. Artwork's pretty cool, though. What does that remind me of? Some actor that kind of looks like that in the face. Can't quite place it. It'd be cool if you clicked on these for MTG, like with foils and stuff, like maybe the fire animates and you hear a very, very, very light sound effect of like crackling wood and stuff. Just very subtle. Or like this could be like wind and like the creaking of wood blowing in the wind, like, and then that sort of thing. You could hear a little bit of a, city life going on. Maybe this thing he's holding or she's holding is squiggling or making something. Yeah. Ideas, wizards, use them. Hi, now I'm listening, says LaKinsey. Oh, all right. Thank you for joining us. Val Kilmer. Yeah, right after the... yeah, you're right. Nimchimsky, I think you nailed it. It's like, that year or two after Top Gun when, middle age sets in, you start gaining a little weight in your face. But way before, gosh, the last movie he was in, I laughed in the theater. I forget what it was, and I felt bad afterwards because I guess he had like legit throat surgery. But I want to get rid of this. I can sense some sort of keep Seeker alive. I don't know if they're expecting a double boost there, but we'll see. But yeah, it just sounded just like it was in some motion picture, and he did something, and it was just, I'm like, what? That was the finished audio for a motion picture? I was like, oh my God. But then I found out he had some extreme like throat issue / cancer, some sort of surgery, and so hopefully he redeemed himself, got better and stuff, but it's like, dude, don't put a guy like that in the movie. Nobody can even understand him. I'm sorry, but Through Fire and Flames is such a cool song. Looks a little like I'm not quite sure who that is, Shiraz. Rally shows up. Oh, he's scared. We got him scared. He didn't come all at us with the humans, see? Interesting play. Double mountain now. Okay. Well, Rally's in our future. They've gained some life. We got rid of a pretty big dog, but all our dudes are dead. Dragon Force is looking Z. All right. Yeah, this isn't really that good regardless. We might be able to... We have to attack. So our goal here... We're probably going to lose this game just because of the effective rally, but what our out is here is if he sacks a mountain and then we're able to hit the other one, we'll survive. Let's see if he does that. Probably not. They'll probably lose the plane. Extreme power metal. Not my things, isn't it, Jimsky? I see like working out with a caffeine IV and crack. A lot of those guys are very talented musicians. I know my nephew had a death metal phase and he's insane. Adrian Ballou travels the world playing his guitar. Finger stylings. Very cool stuff. What do we got? Come on, take out a mountain. Take out a mountain. You know I got Moment's Peace, baby. Come on. What a safe, measured play this is. What is this thing? See fingers. It'd be funny to, if you're an artist, to just design it to where it looks like a hand, but it's definitely not a hand if you really stare at it. But it's like its intestines are falling out. Just had a quick listen. Sorry about that, says Jimsky. Yeah, we should have been playing Burn today. Now, if the game was early today, meaning my 49ers here I was going to play Burn, so I might play Burn next week. It's been a long time. Surprisingly, not that easy to play anymore. Thermo Alchemist, there's just enough decisions and things you can order wrong, and when you see a really good Burn player, it's very obvious. Wow. You know, they don't have any EOT with Rally going down here. Just in case we get another one, I'm going to blow that up now. Mono Green Tron's always a thing unless the lands have been... It's just whether or not people are playing it. So he can hit us for 3. Maybe they were holding off on a lightning bolt. No, they would have done that in response. All right. That's interesting. If we can blow up that red, we might be able to survive. I highly doubt it. Ooh, see? And they're 3 away from that mattering. That's still... Don't think we're winning this one. We need a creature. We need Moment's Peace. That would really, really, really help. Moment's Peace for the win. I guess Pulse of Murasa would help a lot, but I'd rather have Moment's Peace. Use it twice. Isn't that nice? We'll rock like this. Always attack first. Don't show the... makes their decision a little bit harder as to what to lose. We might have drawn line destruction. Never know. So they're probably going to lose a plane and a human. All right. Yeah, we're dead here. If he flashes anything back, we'll at least take 3. Oh, maybe not. We can keep blocking like this. This is fine. I think they got to remember who the aggro is despite a 8-8 coming at them. Maybe we pull this one off. Who knows? We did win the first one. Let's see if this keeps up. Any pen aficionados that love texture over most things? Pilot G207. The pen of choice by Pauperganda. I love it. It's like riding with just a ribbon of river. So fluid. Love it. Good for them. Their only out is to attack. Let's do it. I will block. A ribbon of moonlight. That's what it writes like. Yeah. Get my poetic side going. Okay, he's gaining some life. That did come from the yard. But we will still focus on the red if we do have an option here. Boy, that feels nice and safe, don't it? We'll rock like this. No sense. No Moment's Peace. No Moment's Peace. Nice, riveting, nail-biting game. At least I think so. Because we have all of nothing on the line. But it's still a damn fun game that we play here. Magic the Gathering. Got my youngest the campaign kit. We still haven't played it yet for Christmas of Dungeons and Dragons, but it just really puts a microscope on Magic where it's just like, yeah, this is that game. Fast forwarded like 10,000%, all the best parts, and randomness. don't need a GM, all these things. So very cool stuff. All right, I'm just going to jump into one more here. Hopefully this one doesn't go too long. It's planning on being about done at about the 2-hour mark, which we'll be at in 2 minutes. But before we do that, if our opponent's a little slow to roll up here, we can look at some of the other new cards. I think if I scroll up to red, was there ones in red? No, there were ones in, I think it's black was the ones that I liked. Where's the one I wanted to do? This Underworld Charger is interesting, right? Keeps coming back. Escape's a pretty cool card. All right, we like this hand. We'll keep this. More on that in a bit. Don't go anywhere after this next match. We'll go over the list real quick. And I do mean real quick, maybe 3 or 4 minutes. I should be able to say just about everything I want to say about the new set. Pauper's incredibly powerful. My youngest is finding that out. He's playing like, you know, the span of any card in MTG really, and losing pretty consistently to Pauper decks. And it's there's a reason for that. The bar's set pretty high, and so while I don't want to discourage anybody from thinking of new ideas, I mean that's what this show's all about. Also, tend to I call it the new card smell. I often reference it when I write articles on Facebook and such, or the Buy Me a Coffee site, where we just, I know you get excited, this, that, and the other, but boy, you got to temper it sometimes, because there's a lot of cards out there where you're just like, okay, let's really think about this. It's not as good as the thing that's already available, and nobody's playing that. So usually that's usually what happens. People, I call it the new card smell, out of a, what would you call it? A homage to the past. I'm not quite sure, but there's the new black sacrifice edict effect, and it gets an enchantment. That's huge. And I think the ability of the new, what is that, escape mechanic, I think that's legit. I think it's going to be popular. And, you know, things like flashback is what made Boros Bully possible, that kind of insight of like, you know, hey, I'm going to do all this. This is a drawback. Now it's an advantage. And formats go long enough, you get enough of those little loopholes going on. It's good times. 2, 4, 5, 6. We could trip the Shambler here. Might be the play, depending. We're getting a little flooded. We've got 6. We're 2 away from this no matter what. I'm going to do it. I want a good blocker. I want him to have to use to stop attacking, and I also want him, if he's got another bit of removal, we'll do that. Plus, red decks tend to lean pretty heavily on 2-mana hands, and maybe we can keep him off of more token generators. If anything, it'll buy us the time to set up the Crusher. Shirazman, I'll take you up on that next time, my friend, but this time I've got just enough to do, and we're at the 5-match mark, so that's usually where I like to draw the line so I don't get a little too long-winded. Plus, try to keep the shows to that, oh, darn it, he's got it, to that about 2 to 2.5 hour mark. I think 3's pushing it a little bit. I wouldn't want to listen to me for more than 5 minutes. All right, here we go, another Shambler, and we're going to be feeling good. Something, ooh, that's mean. Well, we've got it next turn. We'll do this and go get this. This will be interesting. This is another matchup usually not that good against. They don't need much mana and they can come out early, but we are taking 3 a turn, but that's about to stop, I hope. Okay. Plus, Pauperganda is going to venture into a new digital realm here in the next, or this weekend, thanks to my oldest being in the house. More on that later. We'll see how that goes. Do we get the concession? RDW, I'll just call it, or Gobs. Hey, and Chimsky, feel free to hit me up over the weekend if I'm online. I'll play some Singleton too. Or anybody else out there, but if you got it. I'm just one private chat away from, hey, are you ready? You betcha. All right, Sandstorm comes in. Moment's Peace comes in. What do we lose? Yeah. Let me lose 2 of these. I'll keep a Thermokarst in. I want to keep my curve rolling out like this. Probably lose 1 of these. I like the 3 drops here. But what are we losing these for? Oh, yeah. We need to power that thing up. There's not much I want to get rid of with Mold Shambler here. One of the rare games I'm probably going to take out Mold Shambler completely. This is just a blocking nightmare for these kind of decks. I can get it back with Pulse of Murasa. We've got a little bit of land destruction early when we might need it. Otherwise, our 4 is just so flooded right now. Let me do one, and we'll do that. All right, here we go. Ooh, riding in moonlight shadow. A ribbon of moonlight, or something like that. I forget what I said. Ribbon something. Keep. Let's go. I think that's from a Lorena McKennitt song. Ribbon of Moonlight. I think so. I don't think it's my spin on a tail. All right, time to see this get roasted to bits. If it doesn't, we'll have a nice quick land destruction turn. If we draw into an enchantment, we'll have acceleration and land destruction turn in the form of Mwonvuli Acid-Moss. Please don't make me repeat that. 2 mana. We don't like that. Oh, there's a really funny Saturday Night Live skit. My youngest Aaron and I are always like, I'll play the old man when we're playing Magic for obvious reasons, and he'll do something, and I keep saying, like, I don't know about that. And so we have this little joke going on, and it comes from the Saturday Night Live skit where they have it's like what is that? Those little spy robots that people talk to, and they're like, hey, Google, tell me about blankety blank. Alexa or whatever those things are. The reason I can't remember the name is they come up with like 10,000 different names for it, and that's part of the skit. But it's like this AARP sort of vibe for that, and it's all the funniest parts of like really elderly people trying to get along with technology and failing horribly, and at the end of each one is this catchphrase where they're like, I don't know about that. And it's just so our whole family's just been saying that for this last weekend. No matter what comes up, it always ends with, I don't know about that. All right, here we are. I do know about this. Let's rock here. You know what? Screw that plan. This feels scary. I'm just going to get a blocker out here. We're going to rock like this and pass the turn. Alrighty. Mars Volta. Getting some pretty heavy metal advice in the chat here. Hey, Nimchimsky. Our opponent's name is Telechim. Bit of a reach. I guess if well, that's a weird play, isn't it? Why do you have that? A Goblin Shell. That's really strange over like a Mass Effect, like a Dynacharge or a Bushwhacker. It's very strange. More than happy to block that Sledder, dude. I'm not going to take 4. I am ghosting you, says Nimchimsky. That'd be weird if names were like family trees and stuff online. That would definitely be somebody of some sort of relation. I'm far from this counting, so I'm going to actually cast Manamorphose now to just, hopefully we get a land here. I'm going to get back Nest Invader, but I'll say green. We're just so far away from that mattering right now. Nest Invader, come on back. Okay. Bit of a slow roll here. If I was at 5-6 in my graveyard, I'd probably hold on to Manamorphose, but right now I'm more concerned with surviving to the point where Swirling Sandstorm will matter. Taking a Lightning Bolt a turn at the moment. Not good for our health. Pulse of Murasa sure helps. As my youngest here in the house, Aaron, he's hell-bent on, he almost wants Pulse of Murasa banned, I would think. There's so many games I've been able to pull off the victory with one of those. He's like, every time you get that card, you come back. I'm just like, well, it's a good card. What can I say? What the hell is this thing? I've never really looked at it. That'd be pretty terrifying seeing that thing. It implies that it walks. Maybe it's planted. Does look like it's moving though. Some sort of version of legs. Who knows? Alright. I'm going to block the bad artwork every time. It's probably a player flaw on me if you're playing me in a match that matters. I'll probably take out the thing that looks the worst. But that art is all relative. So unless you're a very avid watcher of this show, you're not going to know. The conundrum. Do you kill the thing or do you get the damage in? So I get a 2 for 1 there. Actually, that's like a 2.5 for 1 with the Eldrazi spawn thrown in. Really regretting not Thermokarsting because he's been stuck at 2 lands here. That's a strange play. We still take 3. Come on. All right. I'd much rather do that than that. I'm going to cast the Spider. No, I'll cast the Predator. See him block that. Now I'll start picking on lands. I was considering the Acid-Moss play there, but I want to give him a nice wide berth here. We do have Crusher next turn. Go all out on the spawns there. The help of Arbor Elf, we don't even need to draw another land. Just fearing a Bushwhacker play here. Gotta keep things... Alright, here we go. Let's block the ugly Sledder. See if he lets it through this time. That's quite the investment to get rid of that. Probably better to just throw him off to his friend, the Malgrada. Wow. I don't agree with this play, but I don't know what's in his list, but can't get that creative with goblins. I mean, you know you're playing a Crusher deck, and you're... maybe they've had a Merit Lager or something. Who knows? Very strange play. So we've got more stuff. We can do that. We can do this. Let's just play the Eldrazi. 13 life. I'm not too worried about anything here. Going up against red, when they need like Fire Blast and a lot of lightning bolts to make a dent in this. It is the Crusher show, as noted by my card frame in the top of the show, and other various implements of our artistry. I don't think that's a card. I know Implements of Sacrifice is, but Implements of Artistry. What would that be? I know Blood Artist. My kid's killing me with that daily. Alright, obviously going to block the Raider here. Now if he does have Fire Blast, I would really have to go all in with that one. Grenade, Fire Blast. Could happen. We're just about killing resources here. Now that Acid-Moss will really help if I've got the balls to play it. Okay. There are common implements. Boing. Does he got Fire Blast? That'll be pretty if he does. Hey, all right. We're off to game 3. Good for them. I think we won, then we lost. Let's go to game 3. Check that out. Now that's a card, Goblin Grenade. It's so funny how that's been constantly in the, when that came out, I was like, oh my God, once we get to... I don't know, man. When I brew with it, I tend to like to cut it. I don't even like it. All right. I'm going to get rid of the Thermokarst. I'm going to rock with the Quiet Disrepair for some steady life gain. Nah, screw that. Let's, I'm just going to keep it the way we had it. Let's rock. I should have kept quiet. Maybe in the future there'll be a way to make it work good. I mean, if it was an instant, yeah, but it's right on the border of new card smell with that. Well, we've got good times. We'll probably block and lose this. We'll be able to Murasa it back. We got Moments of Peace. Don't really have much synergy other than that, but knowing the deck we're playing against, we'll keep this. Much better hands available, but we're not going to miss a land drop for 4 turns. We've got fogs, we've got life gain, and we've got blockers and acceleration, so can't get too greedy. Sage of Latnam. Yeah, Littlefight just used that against me the other day. There's a black card. It's 2 and a black, and it says sacrifice like an artifact, and you can put a permanent counter on the thing. You have to do it at sorcery speed, but boy, he was making that thing look awesome. Yeah, he's all about Inventor's Goggles too. You gotta pick his brain or for his list if you need a starting off point, but yeah, it was I think it was 2 and a black. man, it just kept getting bigger and better. All right, let's just do this. I always have to do a double take when I see the word artificer. I'm like, wait, is that an artifact? I'm like, nope, it isn't. For the record. But give me three months without playing it against it. I'll always do that. I hate Mog Flunkies. Never like lists with Mog Flunkies. Four and a 3, 3 and a 4. You know what? I'm just going to do this now. One Eldrazi's not an Eldrazi to make. Whereas this, nice little roadblock. We're good to go. Plus, Pulse of Murasa is nice with Penumbra Spider after it's died, but before it dies, it's always nice to, you've got the option in Swirling Sandstorm to wipe the board, and then you get a 2/4 black spider out of the deal. That's the one, Salvager. Yeah, he was making that look pretty awesome. I was pretty impressed with it. I mean, I wouldn't play it. I don't think it's got enough teeth, or whatever else you want to call it. I'm going to trip the Manamorphose just for options here. We're still far away from Swirling Sandstorm mattering. I'll just make them think we're, I don't know, doing something along the lines of logic. We'll do this, accelerate, hit like this, go get a land, and all of a sudden we're in business, baby. Woo! Can't attack or block alone. Well, I want him to have to think about War Marshal. He's going to have to lose that anyway, so I want to attack here. Here we go. Yeah, God, think how terrifying that thing would be if it wasn't sorcery speed based. But even that was pretty well designed. Makes sense. Without permanent counters, very powerful effect, so you're going to put it on a sorcery, not some little wispy instant. But boy, instants are good. All right. You know what? Now that he's out of options, I will attack just because I want to turn on the pulse and get back another creature and kind of shut the door on the whole attacking me plan. He has to block with something. All right. Got a very defensive hand here. Malevolent Noble. Don't think I know that one. Sparky! Well, that'll probably kill him faster than it'll kill us. I'm going to do it again. Say green. Give us something here. Sure. Let's do this. Accelerate some more. Now, any Manamorphoses I play, I'll probably do this. If you like this kind of build, you can always Acid-Moss your own land. Why? Let's say I do have a Swirling Sandstorm. I've got red floating. This, and this. That's you're almost halfway to threshold if you nuke your own enchanted land. I've done that in the past. Not the best play, but warrants some inclusion sometimes. Same sort of play here. Malevolent. I used to love that word when I was a little kid. Oh, and the cartoon I've been helping over on Disney Channel, Owl House, premiered yesterday. It's already picked up for a second season. Talk about successful. Very cool show, though. It's one of those, if you've got little kids, even if you don't, teenagers, probably more the audience for it. They've got a lot of demons and cool stuff and lore, and it's pretty much MTG as a cartoon with very neat twists and turns. But yeah, it's just a fantastic show. Thrilled to be part of it. Alrighty, let's attack again. Bring this over. But yeah, even before it aired, it got picked up for another season. It's like, whoa, that doesn't happen often. Malevolent Noble. What does it do? Can you just, it's not Pauper based, right? I think I would have heard of it by now. Granger Guild Mage, those sort of trickeries. The Wizard Familiars. A lot of little gems that a lot of people forget. What are we doing here? We're hurting me? All right. I'll take that. I don't know about that. Can't come and play 2-second artifact, put a counter on something? Huh. Well, okay. This is good times. We don't even need any help. Raw! Let's go. Actually, I'm going to go in like this because I can untap the growth and Moment's Peace here. I want him to cut down on stuff because if he drops like another token generator, that's 2, 4, 6, 7. He still can't kill a Crusher, but he can get close. With the mana we got on board now, we can pull some Murasa stuff back. It's going to be pretty hard for our opponent to win here. Kuntz Phrasen in the house. Hey, when Disney eventually buys Hasbro, you know they're going to work with you. Could be, could be. I don't know if I'd want to, though. Sometimes you can get so close to an entity of like, you know, obviously it seems like, yeah, let me do all these Magic-related projects, but then it kind of starts feeling like work. I don't know how else to say it. Sometimes it's nice to be like things you're a fan of, just to kind of keep them away. I think that knee-jerk reaction of an editor is like, yeah, I want to work on that show. I love that show. That's why you love it, because you don't see all the little tricks and gags and things behind the scenes. So I like this because he's losing resources, so Sparksmith won't be as powerful. This is going to be one of those scenarios where we can... 2, 4, 5. Okay. He hits it for 5. Oh, he's got a lightning bolt, I guess. That's a bummer. Okay. I mean, we've got Pulse of Murasa. We'll be all right. He's taking a ton of damage to do that move. We'll see. Maybe we can hoax a Bushwhacker out of him here. Maybe he's trying to steal the turn, and we can just untap the Wild Growth and cast Moment's Peace. Oh, all right. Looks like we got it. All right, let's go off to the... Don't go anywhere here, folks. We've got this stuff to talk about. So, Underworld Chargers, very interesting. That'll do it for our games. Quick review. We lost badly to Elves, beat Dimir. Singleton, we got our revenge against Shahrazamon. Tokens we beat, and Goblins we beat. So, pretty good day against pretty bad opponents, meaning bad matchups. Dimir was about the only one that were like, Tokens not so much. A lot of ground crew, and our Sandstorm tech didn't show up. I used to run those main. If you like that list, pauperganda@gmail.com will send you... I've got 20 lists that utilize most 99% green strategy of land destruction, and then it has the red calling card of Swirling Sandstorm to just mop up the pieces. Sometimes I run 3 main, 2, 1, none. We just saw 1 in the sideboard, all that. Anyway, Underworld Charger, very cool. 3/3, but it can't block. Nightmare Horse... There's no real tribes that are going to have any sort of boost with that. Now, the escape's very interesting, and when you escape it, it is a 5/5, but you are paying 5 for it. Where have we seen this before? Well, Gurmag Angler just, I don't know. I'd rather have Pyrexian Rager for my 3, and if I'm trying to play fatties, I'd rather have Ulamogs Crusher. I think this is the new card smell candidate of the set. I think people see, you know, let's not forget, anything, even a little 0/1 Eldrazi's can block 5/5s. So for the old schooler in you, thinks like Nightmare and Pauper, and it might be, you know, Escape's nothing to laugh about. There might be a new like Urza Black that just keeps using this and is able to protect its graveyard, and it just keeps coming at you with this in a War of Attrition. I think you could win faster with other strategies. I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but there we go. I don't even think I saw this one. I just looked at the casting cost. I'm like, nope. Where was it? Harpies. I just like the lore of a harpy coming back. That's so cool. Very into that. This is the card I think of the set. I'm not a fan of the omens. I love the design. I like everything. But as far as tournament play and stuff, I think only the white one might see a week or two of play, and then people will be like, this is just better over here. Who knows? But, you know, you build up enough flash enchantments and stuff. It's nice that they gave each color its option there. So Shiraz says it's going to be a standard mono black devotion deck, but Charger won't be in it. So this, what is it? Faraka's Libation. I've always liked the word libation. Whenever you want to sound a little smarter and you're just talking about a drink at a party, you say libation. Great word, but look at this. Okay, so it's an expensive edict. What is it? Guess Verdict costs 2 black, but Diabolic Edict, the original one. So you're paying 1 more for the option to be able to get rid of an enchantment. And if you're mono black, that's awesome. And if you're in Rakdos, that's awesome. Any other color combo, you can kind of, you know, look past this card and there's superior options. But as Pauper grows, like I was saying, you know, you get these cards like this where checking off like a couple of boxes And as things go on, you get that flexibility option. Now, talk about singleton Pauper. This is probably a really good card in that, right? Creature or an enchantment. It sucks that they got one of each and there's a bunch of things going out. I could see this being a real dead card against like a battlefield of a Galahani Garden token and 5 enchant lands and stuff, because your opponent does get to choose. But instant speed, mopping up one of the big problems they have. But outside of that, I think the escape mechanic's legit. I hope it doesn't go away. I hope it comes back. Reminds me a lot of Retrace and Flashback and stuff. So I'm liking that. This, I think, has got some nice, just repeatable damage, or you can throw it on something that's a little bit better. But yeah, we got some new Gary artwork. This is interesting because it's a zombie, and so we're hitting a saturation point here with a lot of 1/1s dying. But but it's not a counter in this case. So if this said -1/1 counter, I'd be really over the moon about this card, but not liking it. But hey, y'all know I love Halloween and art. Masks and stuff. So that's pretty cool. This is pretty cool. I think there's been a lot of Rakdos decks that, they're trying to eat your life and vampiric effects and stuff. I think this is going to see 1 or 2 spots in that too. But anyway, guys, there's not much else to discuss. Other than the obvious stuff that everybody is talking about, that you're not going to really get much out of it from me here. This is interesting. The Transcend Envoy, I don't think it's going to do much. If they came out with an envoy, an enchantment that was maybe artifact based, like it was artifact aura somehow, hey, it could happen. But where you could hit a critical mask and not need any color I just don't see that happening. There's also some white card that if you target it does stuff. Where is it? This is interesting. I don't know. This is just, for what it does, there's better options out there after the new set wears off. This guy, it's like, okay, Hero of the Pride. Yeah, well, if you're targeting it, you should be playing Heroic, and this doesn't even deserve a spot in it. So, you got to kind of temper your enthusiasm with a lot of these. So, yeah, dreadful apathy. Hey, this is what it feels like to vote in America. Anyway, I'll leave it at that, folks. We'll be back next week. Pauperganda. Hopefully the 49ers win, and I'm still singing their praises and getting excited about the weekend and not feeling dreadful apathy over the chances of them going to the Super Bowl. Anyway, questions, comments, concerns, pauperganda@gmail.com. Until next week, all, thanks for joining me on this busy weekend. I'm glad you made Pauperganda your choice. We'll see you next time. Thank you all. Adios.